Today on DC News Now, sunshine returning to the DMV. Meteorologist Damon Matson has the latest on our forecast.
Shut it down! Shut it down!
Then dock workers are striking across the eastern seaboard. We're following the efforts and how it impacts your next grocery run. It's debate week, and we're recapping last night's vice presidential debate and looking ahead at tonight's Senate debate in Virginia. Also, the famous holiday market in the district will see some changes this year. Find out what you can expect ahead of the holiday season. And learning to swim and code. Hear more in today's Tech Talk.
You're watching the station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Good afternoon, and thank you for joining us for the news at noon. I'm Mark Hall. A 17-year-old is dead, and 2 others have been hospitalized after a crash in Sandy Spring earlier today. According to Montgomery County Fire and Rescue, crews were sent to Norwood Road around 8 this morning for a car crash involving several people. They say the car had crashed into a utility pole. The collision caused 3 people to be trapped. All 3 were 17 years old. Montgomery County Fire and Rescue is still on the scene. They say that if you plan to travel through the area, you may encounter some heavy traffic because of blocked lanes. All right, meteorologist Damon Matson joined us now with the latest check on the forecast. Damon, I had a conversation with my neighbor today. She was walking her dog, and she said, "Oh my goodness, this weather is awful." You know what I told her? Be patient.
All right, you were on it. You made sure she knew that eventually we're going to get there. But I know, if you look outside right now, folks, we are still stuck in what has been the same setup from the last several days. Now, clouds are definitely locked in across most of the DMV as a cold front is slowly working through. Look at that satellite loop again. Plenty of white on the map. Those lighter blue colors indicate those thicker clouds that are out there as well. But overall, you don't see a break in those 2 colors on the map, indicating that overcast sky is holding strong. But here is the good news and the slight improvement we have from these last several days. There has been just some occasional light drizzle, light rain here and there, but overall the radar loop is extremely quiet. We are not seeing the same kind of shower activity that we've had of late, keeping us rather soggy. And we can't totally rule out a couple of additional spotty showers as we go through the afternoon, but generally speaking, we will have a drier day today. And for some folks off to the west, after that cold front is through over the next few hours, there will be some breaks in sunshine along and west of the I-81 corridor and the Shenandoah Valley. Now, no such luck closer to D.C. and areas off to the east, but eventually this is a sign of things to come. Are we going to then see more sunshine finally back in store to switch up this nasty weather as we go toward the end of the week? We'll have that answer and more coming up in your full forecast here in just a bit.
Damon, thank you. New today, a fire tearing through a Gaithersburg home in Maryland. It happened on a Duval Lane near West Deer Park. Firefighters say that 8 people, including a baby, got out safely. There was also a dog that escaped. No injuries were reported, and crews are now investigating how the fire started. Well, we're now in the 2nd day of the National Dock Workers strike. 45,000 union workers have been off the job since early yesterday morning, when union and port officials could not reach an agreement on a new contract. This is a look at the picket lines in New Orleans and New York City, Mobile, Alabama, and Norfolk, Virginia. So far, there's been no word on any potential agreement. In Maryland, port workers are also walking off the job. Workers from the International Longshoremen's Association gathered to picket at the Dundalk Marine Terminal yesterday, and they say that they are asking for more pay and a ban on automation. Economy experts say that this strike may have an impact on our economy.
They're going to go up. They've been going up. Shelves are going to be bare. I don't see a full-blown panic, but people do get scared, and we'll start to hoard.
And we are told that the ILA and the U.S. Maritime Alliance were in negotiations yesterday. Again, so far, no agreement has been reached at this time. On a major strike at ports across the country, could cause you to spend more on important items. DC News Now's weekend anchor Ben Dennis is stretching your dollar with how prices could increase and where you can get the best deal.
It's the port of Baltimore that's quiet right now. It is all of these ports down the east and Gulf coasts. I'm told that could mean grocery prices and availability could take a hit, but likely only if the strike prolongs for several months. Still, it's always a good time to price check, as we do for 10 essentials at 3 popular supermarkets.
Food supposed to arrive in the U.S. from ships stuck at sea at a halt.
How bad could this really get for everyday consumers?
I think that we're going to be okay in the immediate term. If this lasts a while, in terms of weeks and months, then certainly the companies will run out of stock and consumers may experience shortages.
That's Dr. Martin Dresner with the University of Maryland School of Business. We caught up on consumer impacts from a dock worker strike. So, what costs could eventually creep up if a strike prolongs?
Bananas, for example, specialty cheeses, some sort of canned goods may come over from Europe or Asia.
Take a step back. Here's how prices fare to start the week at Walmart, Giant, and Safeway. Between the three, Walmart offers the lowest prices for 7 out of 10 pantry essentials we've identified. Giant out on top for 2 essentials, seen here, while Safeway wins for just 1. As shoppers use digital coupons and store loyalty programs, you'll also notice a change over the course of the week. At Walmart, 12 brown eggs got 64 cents cheaper, and a 1-pound tray of ground beef dropped 30 cents. At Giant, 12 brown eggs rose 49 cents, while wheat bread dropped 90 cents. Over at Safeway, an avocado went up $1, and wheat bread rose 50 cents.
Companies have been vocal lately about this strike, saying that they have a large amount of product available to meet consumer demand. What we don't know is how long worker negotiations will last and how significantly foreign foods could be impacted.
Our thanks to Ben Dennis. Happening today, the first and only debate in Virginia's U.S. Senate race. Incumbent Democrat Senator Tim Kaine is facing Republican challenger Hung Cao. Kaine was first elected into office 30 years ago as a Richmond City Council member. In 2001, he won the lieutenant governor's seat, and 4 years later, he went on to become governor of Virginia, and then was elected to the United States Senate in 2012. The only election that he has lost in that time was his bid for vice president in 2016.
I wanted to pay back this country that gave me everything. This country gave us opportunity and life and freedom, and I'm going to pay back every single dime every day of my life until I die.
I'm a servant. I love Virginia. I'm proud of what I've done. I got a whole lot more I want to do.
Well, Cao has only lost 1 election as well. He ran last year for Congress in District 10, but he has never held office before, and he served in the U.S. Navy after coming to the U.S. as a refugee from Vietnam. And they will take the stage at 7 p.m. at Norfolk State University. The debate is being hosted by our parent company, Nexstar. You can watch it on DCW50 and on our website, DCNewsNow.com, and you can find it by clicking Virginia Senate Debate 2024 under the News tab. This is the only televised debate between Cao and Kaine before the election November 5th. Well, DC News Now continues to be your local election headquarters, and it was a showdown of the vice presidential candidates last night. Both Minnesota Democratic Governor Tim Walz and Ohio Republican Senator J.D. Vance came into the debate with something to prove. National correspondent Rashad Hudson has more.
This was certainly a debate about the issues. Vance and Walz both tried to avoid making any personal attacks towards each other. But the biggest challenge of the night was having to defend past comments. For Ohio Republican Senator J.D. Vance and Minnesota Democratic Governor Tim Walz, the night started with a handshake, and then they put the gloves on. The first question was about fighting in the Middle East.
So Iran is closer to a nuclear weapon than they were before because of Donald Trump's fickle leadership.
Donald Trump actually delivered stability in the world, and he did it by establishing effective deterrence.
Then turned to immigration.
What would Donald Trump talk about if we actually did some of these things? And they need to be done by the legislature.
We have a historic immigration crisis because Kamala Harris started and said that she wanted to undo all of Donald Trump's border policies.
On the economy, Vance leaned on Trump's 4 years in office.
People say that Donald Trump's economic plan doesn't make sense. I say look at the record.
Kamala Harris has said to do the things she wants to do, we'll just ask the wealthiest to pay their fair share.
And they sparred on abortion access.
We're pro-freedom to make your own choice. We know what the implications are to not be that.
Let the individual states make their abortion policy.
And the debate comes as early voting has already started across the country. Reporting in Washington, Rashad Hudson, back to you.
And that was Rashad Hudson reporting. Our thanks to him. As always, Vice President Harris' campaign says that they're pushing for another debate with former President Donald Trump. They're suggesting it take place 3 weeks in Atlanta on October 23rd. The former president has said that he will not debate again. Well, this year, folks in the district will have an extra holiday market they can go to, along with the usual downtown D.C. holiday market in Chinatown. Now you're going to be able to visit a new market in DuPont as well. The D.C. holiday market will be a bit smaller than the Chinatown market, with about 30 vendors in its inaugural year. And this new market is being run by one of the old organizers of the Chinatown market. He says that he started the endeavor due to creative differences between leadership of the market.
The downtown bid believed that it's their show, which I dispute, and we had a falling out. I picked up and started what we do in another location this year.
Well, both markets will kick off the week before Thanksgiving. The Chinatown market will be on F Street, and the DuPont market will be on 19th Street. And for more details on hours and vendors of the markets, you can go to dcnewsnow.com, and coming up on to get more information about what you can expect at both locations. And coming up on DC News.
Protections at work. Coming up, I'll have the details on Maryland's new law to keep workers safe.
Plain and simple. All we want to know, when are we going to finally see some sunshine again across the DMV? We'll have that answer in your full forecast coming up after the break.